baby, so I won't be able to give you any money after all. And I need the house." "The house?" I repeated. "Our house?" "It's a big house, and there's only one of you, so you don't need a big house. I'm sure Cherri and I will have several children since she's only in her early 20s. You could go back to being Amish," he said with a dismissive wave of his hand. "After all, you were brought up Amish. You can go back to being Amish, and you won't need any money. Don't they live off the land or something? No electricity and all that? Think of the money you'll save." "I can't go back to being Amish," I snapped. "I left the Amish when I was 16. The room spun, and I feared I might faint. He shrugged one shoulder and checked his phone. He shot off a quick text and put the phone back in his pocket. "What about your twin sister Rebecca?" "What about her?" I said through clenched teeth. "She's still Amish." I shook my head. "I don't understand what you mean." "You can go and live with her. It's in another state, so we won't run into each other. I'm sure you don't want to happen across Cherri. It would be embarrassing for you." I stared at Ted in disbelief. We had been married for almost 30 years, and yet he was ending our marriage so easily. My head was spinning. "But I have no skills, no qualifications. How will I find work?" "You do have a degree in PR. You used to have a top job working for that fashion designer in New York. That's what you were doing when we met. You'll be all right. You'll soon make money again." "Ted, that was almost 30 years ago," I protested, "and I was only an intern. I haven't worked in decades. No one is going to employ me now." "You can live with your sister's family and babysit some kids or something," he said. "Go back to the Amish. You'll fit right in." I sat there, frozen to the spot in disbelief. How could he do this to me? Sure, the spark had gone out of our marriage years ago, but I thought that was just the way it went with marriages. I had done everything I could to make the home a happy one, and I had thought Ted was content. Come to think of it, he had been far more content in the last few months, and now I knew why. Something occurred to me. "Why are you doing this on my birthday? It's my birthday." "You already said that once," he said. "Sure, I know it's not the ideal time to tell you. But then again, I'm sure there is never a good time to tell you my mistress and I are having a baby, and that you and I are getting a divorce. I suppose this is as good a time as any." I looked at his face and wondered if I could upturn a plate of food over his head. Still, I had been brought up Amish, and that wasn't the thing to do. I couldn't even call Rebecca and cry on her shoulder. As she was Amish, she didn't have a phone in her house, and of course didn't own a cell phone. She owned a cupcake store, and there was a phone there for the business, but I had to wait until working hours to tell her what had happened. "This will be good for you," Ted said. "Exactly how will it be good for me?" I snapped. "Don't raise your voice, Jane. It will be good for you because you can get on with your new life." My emotions had run the full gamut, from disbelief to remorse to anger to shock, and now I was angry once more. I clutched the butter knife with both hands and shut my eyes tightly, thinking of all the horrible things I could do to Ted, and then sent up a silent prayer for forgiveness. When I opened my eyes, Ted was gone. Chapter 2. 6 months later. I had settled into the apartment over my sister's cupcake store. Compared to my former house, it was small, but at least I had the company of my sister through the day in working hours. She lived an hour's buggy drive from her store with her husband on their farm, so at night I was left alone with my thoughts. I helped my sister with the cupcake store through the day and did a considerable amount of the baking.